All right, right here in front of me, I have a big slab. I mean, ooh, I'm sure that thing is like 15 inches long, probably about 10 inches or 11 inches wide. And what I did is the trunk of one of these pieces of fatwood, I went ahead and cut out a section in the center best I could. It would be even on both ends, so they'd be like these two pieces, and this would excuse me, my camera's not right. These two pieces, and then this would be in the center. I can't pick it up with one hand, it's pretty heavy. So anyway, so I cut it down on each side, sliced it down all the way down. And so what I'm going to do next, isn't it beautiful, by the way? Let me get my camera right. I'm so sorry. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. How would you like that to be your flooring in your kitchen or something? I sure would love it. I need some more flooring. I'm sure y'all have seen where I got messed up floor. It's an old floor. But anyway, man, that's beautiful stuff right there. Man, that's gorgeous, and it smells so good. So what I want to do is cut 4 pieces of wood that are even, so that I can make a inside out ornament. And I want to use fatwood so bad, and because when you put the light through it, even though it's open, it's going to glow a little bit. I really do believe it'll glow a little bit through the thin windows, and that'd be absolutely stunning. So anyway, I'll have to put this on my table saw, and I'm going to try to cut it out evenly on everything. I have to even it out and then cut it. How about that? And I'm going to do the best that I can do, because I want to turn an inside out ornament with fatwood. So anyway, I'm going to set that right there, and I'll get back to you later, okay? And then we'll get back to you as soon as I get going with it. All right, thank you. I hope that you can join me too. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, I got 4 pieces of the fatwood that I tried to level best I could. They're not even. They're not measured properly, but I'm going to go ahead and put them together anyway. And what I'm going to do is make sure the center is matching all the way around. And then maybe I can cut the outside of it some, so that they are kind of squared off better. I don't know. But I want to turn the fatwood so that when I make the inside out ornament, hopefully, I can shine a light through it. And with fatwood, you know that, the light will shine through the fatwood some. It may not shine through it, but it will be a better reflection of the light. So we're going to do that, and I'll be back. Okay, I took the wood off. Now this is the fat wood, and I have not been able to cut it the right shape. I'm doing the best that I can. So what I'm going to do is, they are way off. So what I'm going to do is make sure that they line up best that I can on this side of the window, on each side. And then what I'll do is I'll glue them together, and then I'm going to cut the excess off best I can. Or I might just leave it alone, not worry about it, because it's going to be turned anyway, right? Well, no, it has to be glued to this side. So I have to cut, there's an excess area over here. I have to cut that all off. It has to be cut off in order for it to fit on here properly. So yeah, it's way off. So anyway, I'm going to glue this together. I'm lining this up best I can, and I'll clean it up later. After it's glued together, I'll clean it up some and try to fill in this area here with some wood shavings and stuff. But yeah, this is much heavier than the regular pieces of wood that are dried up and, you know, that I bought from Lowe's. This is so much heavier. It is like 5 times heavier at least. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue it together. I just want to let you know that and show you that. I have to clean this all up. I got to sand it and everything. So we'll do that, and then I'll be back, okay? I don't want to bore you with all the sanding part and stuff like that. All right, and we'll see you when I get finished gluing this all together. All right, I'm back. Let me turn on this light here. Okay, and there was light. Okay, I finally got this to where it's pretty good, as best as I can. I really had a hellacious time with this thing. And there was some gaps, because, you know, when I cut it in the saw, not the bandsaw, but the table saw and stuff, it's not, the pieces of wood are not exact. I don't have a planer, so I can't make them perfectly level and stuff like that as what you would buy in the store. But I wanted to use fat wood so badly to make a ornament, so I tried to put this together best I can. I got the center shape best that I can. There's a little bit of gummed up areas over here. I sanded these out, so I need to sand that back out just a little bit. It's not perfectly even with all the strips, so I had to, after I finally got it glued together best I could, and there was some gaps, and I had to fill in some gaps. Like right here, I had to fill in that gap with some wood shavings or sawdust, whatever you want to call it. And I had to sand down one of the windows some, so it's just a little bit wider with the window than the others. This one's about the same. No, this one's smaller. This one's a tiny bit bigger. This one's about the same size as the other one over there. This one's bigger, like this one over here. So anyway, these two match and these two match. These two are narrow. These two are a little wide. But that's okay. Okay. If I can pull this off, I'll be happy. That's all I want to do. I want to use fat wood. Let me make sure I got this in the video camera. I'm sitting here talking away and not even looking at my video camera to see if I got it in the right area. Or, you know, focused in the right place, proper place. Anyway, so if I can pull this off, I'll be happy. So my only other concern is this is brittle, because it is full of resin. When you start to sand it and stuff with the sanding wheel on the Dremel or Dremel, that's what I call it. I'm sorry. Steve was joking around with me about how I say Dremel. I say it Dremel. So that's probably improper, and I apologize for that. Anyway, when you're smoothing it down and stuff, I got a little grinding wheel too. It's like a burr grinder that I ordered online that you can put in Tremolo. And when you're doing that, it leaves, I mean, you can tell it's so full of resin because it's shiny, and it's like the resin is right there. It's just looks kind of liquefied a little bit, but it's not necessarily liquefied. It's just juicy. That's the word I'm trying to find. Juicy. You can tell it's juicy when you're cutting into it a little bit. So anyway, so my only other concern is that this is brittle and juicy, and I put some Star Bond on these thin areas. These thin areas of the beams. I reckon you can call them beams if you want to. And so I don't want them to snap. I did have one snap on me early on, and I had to glue it back together. You can't even find the crack anywhere. You cannot find it. It might be right here. There's a slight hair crack right there, but ever so slight. So, and the other thing, the last thing that I'm concerned about is this is heavy. This is not like compared to the pine wood or the oak that I was using to turn the ornaments with. This is like, oh, I would say at least 5 or 6 or 7 times heavier. This is heavy. So anyway, I'm going to turn it, I put it on the middle pulleys here instead of I didn't want it on the slowest. So I put it on the middle pulley instead of the highest pulley. So, because it'll get kind of fast, and that's what I need. And what I need to do is form a tenon. It's almost even on both sides of the windows from here. And then here, this is just a little bit longer. So, anyway, I want to form the tenon, and I'll knock it off just a little bit and see how it's going. And we're going to go from there, okay? All right, let's hope that we can pull this off and get it done. This is going to be exciting because, you know, if they're thin enough over here, which they already are, maybe it'll, when the LED is shining through it, the windows, maybe it'll shine through the Fatwood just a little bit, and that would be so cool. And that's what I'm excited about. Okay, I'm going to get right to it. Okay, I want to hurry up and get a tenon going, and I used a bowl gouge because it's it's cogent. It's strong. You can barely touch it on there. It will cut. You don't have to. If I use the skew or something or a parting tool, it puts more pressure on it, and the spur drive will strip this wood because it's so soft and so resinous. It will strip over here, and then it'll start spinning where you're not, well, it will stop, and you can't, so cut. So anyway, I decided I go ahead and get a tenon going with the bowl gouge, but I do need to smooth it out just a little bit with the skew. So let me get the skew going real quick. There's not many wood that smells like this. This smells so awesome. That should fit the tenon. Okay, I'll be back. I'm going to mount it on the chuck. And then we'll get to turning it. All right. I hope y'all can stick with me. This stuff just smells so good. Smells good. Woohoo! And you know, we're fixing to have some real cold weather coming in. And, well, it's not going to be as cold here. It's going to be up north, I know. But it's going to be the coldest weather of the year, right? So, I do my fire pit with this stuff. This is a wonderful thing about wood turning. You get wood shavings and fat wood shavings. And, oh, man. And that fire takes off in no time. Okay, and I'll be back. Okay, I really needed to have this end over here so I can make a longer point. So, I'm not going to mess with this any longer. This one's getting pretty thin. I would say it's probably about 1/8 of an inch thin right there. Excuse me, my shield fell down on my mouth. I'd say it's about 1/8 of an inch thin. It's very thin, and the others are thicker. This one's pretty nice and thick, but that one's not. So I can't mess with this area any longer, except to sand it. I really have to leave it alone. In this light area, I have to take down just a little bit. It's not level on the end, but it's okay because it's kind of thick over here still. But I just can't mess with the center, is what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm thinking on forming a tenon and turning it around, but then it might mess up it running true. So I might have to just leave it alone. So, okay, we'll go from there. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to smooth this out, and then I need to work on smoothing these areas a little bit with sandpaper. that glue. That glue didn't dry all the way right there. That's weird. It's been there a couple of days. It's probably the resin mixing in with it, and it's not allowing it to dry properly. That's the bad thing about resin in the Fatwood. Okay, the more and more, well, let me make sure this is right. That's not right. The more and more I think about it, the more and more I want to turn it around. So I'm just going to have to take that chance, and hopefully it still runs pretty true. I've finished the center best that I can. It is beautiful. You know, it's already shining some light through it. I don't have a flashlight on me right now to show you. But the light was shining through an area in here already, and I thought that's pretty cool. Man, that's some amazing stuff. Fatwood, I love Fatwood. I remember when I first started, and I've told you all this before. I wanted to shine light through it from the beginning. So anyway, we're gonna go from there. I've got to clean my tools after this project, that's for sure. Hey, there's some gaps here still as I've gone down in there in this area. I'm gonna have to add some wood shavings too again, and some Star Bond or something as I'm getting lower. So I might wait just a little bit longer for that, because it would be irrelevant to do it right now and I make it smaller at the tip, because when I form the cone tip, it's going to be smaller. But I'm not going to form it all the way down right now. I need that strength of it being thicker so I can put a hole in it. And I don't know. I need steady rest. That is not easy to do and think about. Let's see. Okay. So let me form this down some and see what we got. This end. What it was is when I put the glue on, I didn't go in like layers. That's what I should have done, and I knew it at the time. I thought, well, I'll just squirt a bunch of glue in there, like I was using Star Bond at the time, and it will soak down in there, but it didn't get deep enough, and that's what it was. So what I need to do is like pack some down, put Star Bond in there, pack some more down, put some Star Bond in there, you know, incrementally. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And yes, we're going to drill a hole through it, but I need this to be solid. Might split it apart if I don't. So I got to do this now. So yeah, this has been a tough piece of wood to deal with, but you know, it's well worth it in the end. I mean, it's very rewarding. You know, I'll climb mountains for Fatwood. I'll cross rivers for Fatwood. When you love something or somebody, you'll do anything, right? I love Fatwood, so I go way out of my way. I wouldn't do this, what I'm doing here, with other wood. Wouldn't do it. Only Fatwood. Trying to get this top off. I'm gonna have to change containers. There was some other bottles in there. This top is not wanting to come off. It screws, you know, it turns, but there it goes. And I don't want to try to pop it off by hand because it might come out and hit me in the face with the glue, or for all I know, and I don't want to do that. So, you know, I try to think of things ahead of time. Some cool stuff right here. I got to order some, but I just cannot do that right now. I had to get my truck. I had to get an alternator for my truck. Oh my goodness. Alternators these days, they don't cost like they used to. They jacked up that price. I mean, you looking at it cost me a lot of money just for the alternator. So, anyway, that's beside the point. I'm low on money. That's all I'm trying to say. That put a dent in me. That hurt. Hurt. Okay, now this is not being, like, I believe I did say it earlier, and I apologize for repeating myself. I just don't quite remember. I was listening to music and all, and so my mind starts wandering, thinking about stuff, so I don't think about what I said. So anyway, I got zoned out, okay? So anyway, yeah, I did say it. Okay, this is not brought all the way down, so this might be just a waste of time to put this glue on here right now in this thick area. But I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway. This right here, I still need to put a hole in. But anyway, I have to let it alone and let it dry for a little while, okay? Anyway, I'll be back with it when we get past this drying, and then we'll see about opening it up. And I think I'm gonna have to have the steady rest somehow on here, or it'll break. It will probably break if I don't, so I'm very concerned about that. Okay, I'm back, and I had to do some work on the cracks. I had to do some work in here, sanding it and stuff, and preparing it and getting it ready. Now I'm in a bit of catch-22, or a dilemma, okay? Catch-22 might be too strong, but anyway, this kind of wood, like I've said before, is very resinous and very brittle. This is pork belly fatwood, and I got it from the center of the trunk of the piece that I had cut in sections off of a fallen fatwood tree. You know what? I'm going to get some more of that. There's one tree that I worked on early on, and I'm going to cut that thing down, and I'm going to cut it in sections and take it home. The only reason I hadn't before, one time when I first started, I didn't have my chainsaw with me yet, and I was cutting in a lower area to cut a fin off, because I couldn't cut the whole tree down. And boy, I tell you what, I got popped by a yellow jacket, or yeah, it was yellow jacket. They had at where the tree was still stuck in the ground, and the ground itself, they had made a nest down in the ground. They get down in the ground and live there. And anyway, I disturbed them, and one popped me, and another popped me, and I ran off. I was like, no, I ain't messing with that thing. Now, they're gone since then. So anyway, I'm going to go back. I'm going to cut that tree down, I hope. So I hope to do that soon. Yes, I got plenty of fatwood right now. But that's one standing fatwood tree that I was smitten with. It was the first one I was smitten with, and I gotta have it. You know, when you're smitten, you gotta have it, right? It just lingers, and so anyway, I want to get that. So anyway, this right here, getting back to this piece, it's brittle. And it moves just a little bit when I move on it, just a little bit. You probably can't see it in the video camera, but it moves just a little bit. This can snap over here if it's not supported, and so I'm very concerned about that. I need to put the stabilizer on there, but I can't put it here. That's just, one of the walls is just too thin. Very thin, and it does not match the other ones, but that's okay. I don't care. I'm just glad to be able to hopefully pull this off. I mean, it still is going to be beautiful. Okay, I can put both in. I can put the top and bottom on, but the only problem, I can't tighten this down because this knob is too long. Now, I cut it off earlier on when I first got it right there. I'm fixing to cut off some more. This right here is just ridiculous. They should have, that's just a poor design if you ask me. They should have put a knob there or something else. Something else. I don't know. Let's put this here. So anyway, I'll be back. I got to cut this off some because it's hitting this and it won't, I can't tighten it. Okay, I cut it off so it doesn't reach way down in here. And that's much better. That's much more convenient. I tell you what, I don't think they think about them things. I don't know. Or maybe they're thinking that maybe this is supposed to be just used for certain things like cups or something. But it's great that this is going to be fully supported, okay? I hope. pieces broke off. See? So I'm just going to glue it back on. And there's a little split right there, missing some of the filling that I filled in right there. The only other problem is going to be trying to open it on up. It split where the cracks are, and then it broke off right there. So the cracks didn't hold it together. Alright, but I'm going to get that wood glue is not... It's kind of gooey. It didn't dry up properly, even though it's been like 2 or 3 days, you know? That's just strange. It's because of the resin, I'm sure. The surface is not allowing it to dry properly. That resin. So anyway, I'll be back. I'm gonna glue it back together, and then I'll see what I can do to finish this up. We gonna finish it. I ain't giving up. No, I ain't giving up after all the work I put in there. I can't do that. Number is moving it. Okay, I gotta glue both this and this area together. So what I need to do is probably glue that together first. But I've got to get this on. Okay, I had to doctor it, if I can use that term. And I'm letting it dry for a bit. I put some on the inside over here. And you know, they broke off where the cracks are, where I joined them together. So the Fatwood is a lot harder to work with than just regular wood, I tell you. But it's well worth it. Well worth it. We will see. Make sure that crack's good. I gotta leave it lying like that. I can't glue everything at one time because it wants to puddle around away from the cracks, and I don't want it to do that. So I gotta leave it about right there. Okay, everyone. I took it off the chuck, put it inside, and then I had the idea of putting tape on it also, so that it's cogent, and hopefully it will hold together. I won't, you know, keep it from forming a crack. I have to open it up a little more before I can fit an LED light in there. It's too small in the opening. I already tried it out, and I'd have to move the tool rest to do it again to show you, but just take my word for it. It's a little bit too small of a hole still, so I got to open it up a little more, and then we're going to go from there, okay? And I might leave this on and fill that area in. It's down here. There's a little crack opening area. So I might go ahead and just fill that back in. I don't know. Or I might cut it off over here. I want to maintain its shape, and that's why I've left it on for now. And plus, you know, I don't want to put pressure on this area. So we're just going to open it up some. Okay, while I'm fixing to finish on that piece, I'm going to go ahead and get my fire pit started. It's going to get cold. It's not going to get as cold as it's going to get next week. Beginning in the middle of the week, I think it's supposed to get real cold here. Anyway, I'm going to try to light these shavings. And try to make sure my camera's right with one strike. What do you think? Do you think I can do it? Of course. Look at there. That's how resinous this is. It's on fire. Okay, I'm gonna add some And I got a bunch of pine straw and limbs in the yard from pine trees and stuff, and I'm fixing to add to it and build my fire. I'll be back. Alright, I gotta re-aim my camera here since I aimed it for the fire pit. And let's see. Where are my glasses? I can't find my glasses. Anyway, it fits on the end, but it doesn't go up in there like it needs to. So that means I gotta open it up on in there. Just a little bit. And then we're done opening it up, and then I can hopefully get past the critical point of this part and move on to shaping the end. And like I said before, I'm thinking on filling that in over here in that crack area. All right, let's see about trying to finish opening this up where the LED light will go on up in there like it should. All right, let's try this. All right, where'd my LED light go? There it is. About to say, my goodness. Okay, it goes all the way up in there. All right, we got it going now. Let's see if I can get it back out. My fingers are not very long, so. Oh no, I can't get it out. Come on. Let's see, my middle finger's the longest finger. Let's get my knife and see if I can get it out. It's not going to work neither, because it's not going to angle. Oh my goodness. I'm in a dilemma. Let's see if I can grab the end, pull it out. Come on. All right, I got it. I pulled it out. Man. All right, we got that. That's established. That's done. Okay, I'm going to level off the bottom. I'm not going to fool with this edge here to smooth it out where I added the dust. Let's see. Where is that spot? Right here. Okay, it's still like a... Alright, I'm not going to smooth this area out until I'm done with this area. Almost done with this area. Obviously, I got to cut it off on this end. So I can't... I have to... Near the end is when I'll do it. But I'm going to go ahead and smooth out the bottom with this nice, sharp skew. I love the skew. Love the skew. It does all kind of stuff. It's one thing about the bottom that I didn't know at first, and that is I used to try to make it flat. It's not... I mean, you can do that if you can make it just right flat. But the best thing to do is to go in just a little bit so that it will sit flat. There's no doubt about it. And you won't have any problems. Okay, I have the tool rest on this side. I had to unscrew it in order not to move this. This is in the way. The steady rest is in the way. And so I'd have to undo it to slide it over. So the easiest thing for me to do is to unscrew the tool rest and move it over here. Okay. So anyway, that's what I was doing. Okay, we're going to shape this. Here we go. Let's get to it. Let's get this done. have it finished. I had left at the point of doing the video when I was wood turning when it broke off. And I started to glue the pieces back together. So I glued them back together. They were split off where the wood was joined together, basically. So it wasn't a big deal. It was just one area I had to fill in right here, and I didn't film any of that. Anyway, I just had to fill that in with some wood shaving, excuse me, and it blended in very nicely with the piece and the tip. Now the tip had broken off also, and what I did, there is a little crack. You can see it right there if you look closely. Let me turn on the light in the kitchen here. Sorry about that. So it has a little crack area. It's hard to see it. It really is. What I did though is the piece of wood was still where it broke off. The piece of wood was still on there on the chuck to finish forming the tip. So what I did was go ahead and finish forming the tip best I could, and where it broke off, it was still a perfect fit like a puzzle. So I took that piece and I glued it on here. I took the tip that I formed and I glued it on here, and it was still not smooth matching with it. So I had to take the Tremolo and smooth it down with the piece. So I smoothed it down all the way around, and then I hand sanded it for a little while. And I got it where it's smooth and round, and it matches with the piece. And you can't even tell that it broke off unless you see that crack right there. Is a fine, fine crack. I mean, if I didn't tell you about it, you may not have ever noticed it, because it almost looks like one of the lines of the Fatwood. So that works out very well also. This is the area where I had to put in some wood dust or wood shavings or whatever, fill it in earlier on. But you know what? I pulled it off. I got it. I was not going to let that defeat me. I mean, just because it broke off, I wasn't giving up. I said, just like I've said before, don't give up. And I did not give up. I mean, I put too much hard work into this, and I wanted this Fatwood to, you know, be an inside-out ornament for a long time. So, and I did it. I finally did it. It was hard to do, since the pieces of wood would not match up when I cut them initially and everything. So I got it. I got it finished. This is awesome. So I made an adapter light, a piece of wood, and I glued a LED light on the end. So, and it slopes out a little bit, so it goes in there all the way, and then it fits flush on the end. Okay. So what I did with that, in order to get it flush, what I do is I'll take the piece outside when I'm forming this. Even though I've measured it with the caliper, I still take it outside and I'll put it on there and see how far up it goes. And where it ends and where it stops is where I cut it off. And then usually you can push it up in there. See, it's pushed up in there now, so it sits very flat. It's very, very good. So anyway, let's turn it on. I want you to see this Fatwood inside-out ornament. How awesome. Let me get these lights turned out. Let me get this sink light turned out. Sorry about that. So let's get that baby turned on. Come on. Is this not working? This is my old remote that's not working. I think I got the wrong remote. I got one remote that doesn't work. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's put it on red. You see it glowing through the wood? Can you see it? Right here on this beam, see? It's going through the beam some, see? Look at that. That's what I wanted. Let's put it on a different color. Can you see it going through the... See, it's going through the beam some. That's exactly what I wanted. This is beautiful stuff. There, it's going through this beam. And there's this beam. That is awesome. That is awesome stuff right there. Okay, we're going to... let's just put a regular light and let it fade and turn different colors. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous stuff. I love that. I'm so happy that I was able to turn it using Fatwood. Like I said before in the video, and I'm sorry to repeat myself, but it was hard. It was not easy at all, but it was well worth it. I'm so happy to turn this. That is so cool. That's a beautiful one. It's a nice big one. A nice big inside out ornament right there. That's just absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, I thank you for coming and visiting my channel. Thank you that you enjoy my videos. I'm so excited about that. Thank you for all my visitors. Thank you. Thank you for coming by and just visiting. And thank you for all who, you know, watch my videos and they don't even watch them all the way through. That's fine. I'm happy to have you come by and visit my channel. And I thank you to all my brand new subscribers. I saw a couple here and there, and I just want to say thank you. I find it a privilege and honor that you come and visit my channel, and then you subscribe. That's a big compliment, and I thank you. Okay, y'all smile. I hope y'all smile, and I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And until next time, keep it burning and turning. All right, and we'll see you again, I hope. All right, bye-bye.